Hi, so nice to meet you.
Hello. You too.
Cool. My name is Leah Jazz. My pronouns are they, them, or she,
Okay.
her. Yeah. So nice to meet you. Finally, I've watched a whole bunch of your YouTube videos.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Also, my name is Nox Similane and I go by he, him.
Cool. Thanks, Nox.
Yeah,
And thanks for taking the time to come and chat to me today. I see you
no
have a
problem.
rail of clothing behind you. Can you tell
Oh,
me about
yes,
that?
yes. That's my business that I recently started. It's also just focusing on queer individuals and just putting it out there. It has meanings. So, example, the meaning of transgender or the meaning of gay or the meaning of queer, just to educate people while you also look good at the same time.
That's so cool. Can I see one up close?
No, no, you can. And I'm also wearing one of them. So, if you just
I
wanna,
love that. I love
yeah, let me
that.
show you. There's one right here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it, but it's the meaning of gay.
Uh-huh.
That's the whole meaning.
I
But
see
yeah,
it.
that's one of them. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Started it this year, so it's still building up.
Yeah, and starting a business in a pandemic is not easy.
At all, at all. I haven't, I mean, like in the beginning it was great, but now I'm kind of struggling. But I'm not going to give up. I'll keep pushing and see where it goes.
What inspired that particular set of clothing?
Well, just because people normally ask the meaning of stuff, so just so you don't explain much, it's more so just them reading your t-shirts and be like, oh, that's interesting. And also just to see like different types of meanings. It's not just the gay and lesbian community, there's also transgender, there's pansexual and so forth. So it's just to educate more so. Yeah.
I like that because for me, it speaks to how you're such a heart on your sleeve kind of person. Or a heart on your t-shirt kind of person. And in your videos, I just love how candid you are about your experience and what you've gone through on really every level.
I mean, if no one else is going to talk about it, I'm here to talk about it. And also because when I was searching for people who went through the same thing, I didn't find anything. So I figured, why not be that person for someone else? So that's why I'm just so open and willing to be out there and also just show myself to the rest of society. Let me just put it that way. Yeah.
Where did that confidence come from that I'm going to tell anyone anything kind
Yes.
of vibe about
It's
you?
actually pretty funny because previously, like before my testosterone shots, I was very shy. I was a shy individual. I was never confident at all. But after taking my shots and just realizing that, hey, you know what? If I don't do it, no one else will. And just being on my shots gave me the courage. It just gave me, it boosted me. Let me just put it that way. So I was like, if I don't do it, no one else will. And we only live once, so might as well just be one of the advocates for the LGBTI community.
I love that. How long have you been on
Yeah.
testosterone now?
It's been 3 years and 8 months, if I'm not mistaken.
Was there a frustration in the way that people would misgender you before you came out, or did you always kind of feel comfortable knowing that you could do that you could come out? Sorry, I feel like that question
Well,
didn't ask it very well, but
don't stress. But before, I wasn't uncomfortable when people would refer to me as she, because that's what they saw. And at the time, as I said, I was very shy and I didn't like the attention on me. So I feel like if I did correct them, it would be a thing of, what are you talking about? And I didn't want to explain further. So as soon as I started passing, meaning I started passing as a male, I started looking like a male, I then started having issues because, I mean, the changes were there. So if a person was like she, her, while I was passing, it was more so like you kind of disrespected me because you can see that I look like a male, but because you know me as a female, you are still calling me she, her. But before, it wasn't an issue. I didn't have an issue with people calling me she, her, even though it did hurt. But just for peace and not explaining too much, it was more so a thing of, okay, it's fine, I'll let it slide.
when do you feel like the most authentic version of yourself?
Ooh, when I'm around my friends. When I am around my friends, that's when I feel like, you know what, because all my friends are part of the LGBTI community. So when we're all together, it's a, what's the word? It's less, no, there's another word. We don't discriminate against each other. We mostly just be ourselves and have fun and no one judges each other. It's a safe space. It's a safe space. So that's where I feel most happy and comfortable.
How do we as individuals and as a collective, for the person watching or listening to this, how do we contribute to a safer culture? Because I feel like as queer people, we're doing the work every day. I mean, your shirts, I think, speak very loudly for what the work is for you. How can we encourage, and what kind of work can we encourage allies, people who maybe don't know that they can be allies? What kind of work can we encourage there?
I mean, it will be tricky because I feel like we've been encouraging them. Even police force, we've been saying the same thing over and over again, but they just never take us seriously. So I would say maybe just keep at it, keep the activism, and just spread the word, and just let people know that we also humans and we also need protection regardless of our identity or orientation. But if we can also come together as a queer community, and just, there are people who are like willing to be securities, willing to be police people, or whatever the case may be, we can all just come together and just, I don't know, just make sure we are safe in our spaces that we go to. Or because allies are there, they've been there, which is amazing. But sometimes some allies do back out due to safety because they fear for their own lives. But it's just a matter of, we just keep spreading the word and just letting people know that we too are humans, and we kind of need each other to function as humans. Regardless of us being queer, we need each other as South Africans to function in our everyday lives. So it's still just a matter of activism until it all comes together.
Yeah, I think we really do need more pressure on government and honestly the policing sector, because I don't think that like queer issues are taken seriously by police.
And they're not.
And we know, I mean, we know that from GBV that the police don't take women seriously, they don't take child abuse seriously, they don't take queer people seriously. Anybody who is not a cis straight man is just not treated with the same level of respect by police.
Which is very weird because, I mean, they need, well, GBV, we need women in life. So I'm not sure why men are so protected and they just never see women as their equal. So I think as long as they don't see women as their equal, or any other, like you are gender fluid, any other person as equal, it will still be the same.
So to wrap up, what do you think cisgender people and men in particular, before we go on to people as a whole, can learn from trans men?
Well, they should learn that they have it easier. They literally have it easier because we go through so much just to become who we are. And I feel like they take their lives, what can I say? Everything is easier for them. So if I had to teach them something about us transgender people, is that we are, what can I say? We are very grateful for everything that kind of like happens in our lives, because obviously we're not born male. So to us, it's a journey, it's a struggle. We just put it that way, to be who we are. And for them, it's a matter of, they just popped out with their all as well. But they should learn that we are two men. We're also men, just like them. It's just that we were unfortunately born in the wrong body.
And from a health perspective, are there any neglects that trans men tend to, or things that trans men tend to neglect when it comes to your own health? Things like gynecologist appointments, for example.
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, we do neglect that. I'm not going to lie. The only time I would say is when we get our pap smears and whatever the case may be, is when we go see our GP, because we have to follow up with the GP every 6 months. So that's the only time we get to sort that out. And the other thing is our livers, because testosterone does really weaken the liver. So some guys don't really drink a lot of water. So that is also important because it weakens our livers. So water is crucial. We have to have, as everybody else, 8 glasses of water per day, but we have to intake more just so our livers don't shut down.
So if you're watching or listening, this is your sign to drink water now.
Yes, a lot of water.
A lot of water.
Yeah.
Sure, amazing. Thank you so much. Is there anything you'd like to say to the world before we wrap this up?
To the world. Yeah, I would say be yourself every day and don't worry about what people say, because whether you do bad or good, people will always talk. That's the one thing I live by. Just live your life. As long as you're happy, anyone else will adjust.
Amazing. And how do we find you on the internet?
On YouTube, it's Nox Similane, and then on Instagram, it's also Nox Similane. Nox Similane on YouTube, and on Instagram and on Facebook, it's Nox Zotani, Zothani Similane. Yeah, that's where you find me. And my email address is nox.similane4@gmail.com.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time to do this, for sharing your fashion with us, for being honest and vulnerable with me. I really appreciate you taking the time to do this. So thank you.
5F